Hey guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this topic, as you guys can see, I wanted to talk about something that was on my mind, and that was that the narcissists, they make you pay for their trauma. It don't matter who they are, you know. It could be your parents. They're making you pay for their trauma. Shit that they didn't understand, or shit that they didn't understand once upon a time because, you know, they had the veil over their heads and they were stuck in a different time zone. But then you're trying to make them aware of the things that affected you or whatever the case is, right? And they won't want to accept any accountability, or they'll tell you, you know, leave that shit in the past. Like where are we at now? Like I'm not even the same person I used to be, and they might be the same person they used to be, or they might not, right? But the thing about it is that they'll never hold themselves accountable, because in their mind they were a victim to that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool, right? You feel like you could, you don't choose your blood, you don't choose your family, so a lot of things you're kind of like, you could see how that shit was a reflection of who you turned out to be, or you see the shit that you needed that they couldn't give you, and you see that a lot of people at the end of the day, they want love. So some people had you because they wanted love. They wanted you to love them, but they don't know how to love properly. They never learned how to love properly, or they don't really know. They feel like their definition of love is, you know, maybe giving you a roof over your head, right? But everything else that you feel, it don't mean shit to them. They don't want to hear it. It's either you do what they say so you could be what they want you to be, or that it's like they're not really interested. Or you feel like, to some of you, you might feel like they wish they never had you, or they wish like you would have been different, you would have looked different, you would have been different, you know. Just, you feel like, why are you even here? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why you even bring me to this bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like because you were competing with other people, because you wanted to be married, because you wanted to have children, because you wanted love, because you wanted that person to be what you couldn't be. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot that goes into it, but you can, as an empath, you see everything, you feel everything, you understand everything, you understand yourself, you understand your mistakes, what you could have done differently, why you did certain things. You could change, right? You could change because at the end of the day, you realize, yeah, you had free will. You realize, yeah, I have free will. But at the same time, you realize there were a lot of things you didn't know, and people preyed on that shit, right? And when you heal, or where you're trying to heal, or you're looking for people to relate to, they don't really want to hear that shit, even if they've been through it, right? So you got people that will share their experiences with you, but they feel like they left that part of them behind, so they feel like they don't really give a fuck what you're going through, right? The narcissists don't care about your trauma. They only care about their own trauma, and then they make you pay for their trauma, because they have no emotional intelligence outside of themselves. So you realize when you look at all these narcissists, because I had someone, you know, I had a cousin of mine who was sharing her story, what she went through with a narcissist. But at the same time, I'm like, bitch, we're living different realities. You had, you know, parents give you everything, and yeah, you dealt with a narcissist, but you still had people around you at the end of the tunnel. You had your mother sleeping in your bed in those nights that you couldn't be by yourself, and you were crying, and you didn't know how to get to work the next day, because you're like, if I go to work tomorrow, I'm gonna break down and cry, so I need someone to call before I have a mental breakdown. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people have shit that you didn't have. The narcissist even got people around You know what I'm saying? And maybe once upon a time you did have people around, but you sacrificed everything for the narcissist, the people in your life, the narcissist that you were in a relationship with, because you realize from to a certain extent, you realize that most people only care about their shit. So you put your focus on your shit and you realize, okay, nobody's shit is perfect. And the narcissist even tells you that. They're like, people aren't perfect. A lot of people not happy. The narcissist teaches you a lot of things, right? So you look up to them because you're like, oh, they're so intelligent. They're talking exactly how I feel. Exactly how I feel, right? And then they change and they morph into someone cold, someone evil, someone just all about themselves, but you can't even understand it when it's going on. I mean, you know that went on with prior narcissists in your life. You might feel like, yeah, people, it's like they don't want to take accountability. You realize those things, right? But you don't realize that it's happening again, and it's happening right in front of you. And you're getting a close view, like a movie. You're getting front row seats to what other people have done to you, how people have created you to be to enable their behavior because you just wanted love, you just wanted to be accepted, and you realize that the challenges started a long time ago for whatever reasons, and you realize there's two types of people in this world, and you realize that you got the shitty end of the stick because you poured out so much. You were created to be that way for many different reasons. And the narcissists, they want you to pay for their trauma. So they're like tic-tac-toe, bitch. They're trying to find someone to dump that shit on. It's like a disease. They got to dump that shit on you to cleanse themselves. They got to dump that shit on you to cleanse themselves, for them to feel good, for them to find some type of closure from the things that they never got closure from the things that they feel like, oh man, I was brought into the wrong family. Man, I didn't get to have certain shit. Man, or they might have gotten everything they wanted, and it's still not enough because their parents might be narcissistic, give them everything that they want. But they're still seeking that love, that fairy tale. They're still seeking that connection. And as connected as the narcissist family can look like, because these people are always gossiping, they're always, triangulating people, and even as included as these people might be, they're dealing with a whole bunch of people that are competing with one another. Even if they help one another, they go to church, whatever the case is, at the end of the day, they're dealing with a whole bunch of people that are only talking to themselves. So they might get together and listen to other people and support other people, but the only reason they're there is to keep validating themselves, to still feel whole, so that they don't have to feel that loneliness. So these motherfuckers will all of a sudden, oh, I got a spiritual awakening, and go to church, and you be looking at them like, bitch, you going to church, but you never said sorry. You don't have no remorse. You scandalous as fuck. So you'll see these people, and they're dying. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. These people all in my ass. Bitch, what's wrong with you? So you'll see, right, people going through it. They'll be in that big group while you on your solo journey, and the narcissist knows what it's like to be alone. Because they've been betrayed. That's what they told you. That's what they feel like no matter who they're around, they're looking at you like, I know what it looks like. I got people around me. I got friends that keep coming over here, keep trying to connect with me. I got people that admire me, look up to me, are jealous of me. I get a lot of hate. It's hard to be me. because of how I look. People are jealous of me. Oh, because of my intelligence. People are jealous of me because I do shit that they would never do. Or I do big shit. Or I'm materialistic. So they're jealous of me. My family, they're jealous of me. Right? So the narcissist sells you this image, but it's really, like I said, like tic-tac-toe. Like they're like, you know, they're searching for supply, because when you leave the narcissist relationship, when you leave these people alone, you realize there's not a lot of good people in it, and you also realize that a lot of people are egocentric, and they're stuck at a very their emotional intelligence is gone, or they feel like they have a lot of emotional intelligence, right, to the point where it might be even a little bit overbearing, but they're so consumed with wanting love or wanting things that they're not looking around and appreciating what they do have, right? So you see, like, some people don't even see themselves as being toxic, right? And you realize in your healing journey, you know, you realize that where you went wrong, you know, some people, and you realize that some people never see the parts where they went wrong, and those things that they might have went wrong on could have been things that they feel like, hey, I didn't really do anything, right? Or I didn't really hurt you. But words are very powerful. So the narcissist has to make you try, they try to compensate their trauma through you. So this is like, you know, the Jezebel spirit. She's been with a lot, she could be with a lot of men, had a lot of partners, did a lot of things that she might not be proud of, or people have used her, and she's used people too. So she knows both sides to it, but she chooses to keep exploiting others because in her mind, someone has to pay. Someone has to give her what she desires. Love and a family and the big house and, you know, take me on dates and give me flowers, and I want something for Valentine's Day and anniversary, holidays, right? When the narcissist strips all of that shit from you, you realize that none of that shit really matters, right? You realize, like, having a real ass person around you matters more than you. Let's just say that person that you're around who's real as fuck, who's honest, you know, who possesses the same characteristics that you do. You realize if that person was incapable of making those days, holidays, special for you, it really don't matter to you, because you feel like what they bring to the table has so much value than all the things that people are, that the narcissists, right? A lot of these narcissists, they're taking pictures in the holidays or birthdays, and they're, you know, everything looks happy. They're always trying to present this happy image to make you jealous. Look at me, look, I'm cooking this. Look at me, I'm doing what I told you I was going to do. Look at me, I'm making a lot of money now. I'm with a better supply than you, right? They're always seeking for things that are materialistic, and they know that. They're well aware of that, because they feel like happiness is what you make it. One person's happiness is not going to be someone else's happiness. It's just like having different personalities, different styles, right? I might decorate my home one way and you might not like it because your style is a completely different thing, and you get that, but you understand how different you are. You realize, okay, we're different type of people. Cool, right? And they come at you like you brought no value to them. That's what fucks you up the most. It's like, how are you going to try to act like, you know, I had no value to you? And the narcissist will make it seem like, well, bitch, I was just bored. Motherfucker, I was just bored, or I was going through something, so I needed something. So yeah, I exploited you, but now I can go back to being who the person I really am, because I didn't really mean to do those things to you. It's just, it was more convenient for me to do those things. So you realize, okay, bitch, what did you have to gain from that? And you do see the things, you go over things and you realize they did have a lot to gain from it, but their lack of appreciation, right, fucks you up. And because they're completely different from you, their style is different, their personality disorder is different, you're supposed to feel bad for that shit. And the narcissist will be like, I don't feel bad for it. You know what I'm saying? But when shit happens to me, yeah, I feel bad, and I want people to feel bad. So you see that their emotional intelligence only goes to a certain point. You see that they will sit there, analyze you, analyze your life, analyze the people around you, analyze how your life is gonna, go after what they put you through. They realize the damage that they've done. They realize your emotions. They don't want to deal with your emotions because they know they caused it. And they're well aware that, hey, it was me or you. This is survival. To them, it's like, this is survival 101. You should have known better. It's your fault for not knowing. It's your fault for not having people around you to tell you. It's your fault for not having a parent to tell you, or not having a male figure to defend you. It's your fault for being too nice, right? So the narcissist will keep saying things that will make you feel like, damn, where I see where you're coming from. Maybe I did need that. Maybe I did fuck up there. Maybe you're right, when it comes to certain things. So now your emotions, how you're reacting to being hurt or baffled by the situation, the narcissist will feel like those emotions don't belong to me. They belong to people who have fucked you over in the past. But when you initially got with them, you weren't with them because of your trauma, in a sense where you weren't dumping your trauma on them. One, you weren't dumping your trauma on them, right? You just wanted a new life, a new start, something else. So you weren't dumping your trauma on them, and you weren't using your trauma to compensate what others haven't done for you through the narcissist, because you had nothing to gain from them, right? You had nothing to gain from them. You didn't look at it like, oh, this is, being with them is going to change my reality, in a sense where you're with them because of what they have, right? You're not with them because of what they have. You were with them because of the connection that you thought you had, based off of basically feeling like, hey, for this person to be intimate with me, they must be a good person, because that means that they can see the difference between evil and good. But you start to see evil close and personal. It's a cycle that's repeating, but you're not aware of it, because to you it's like, no, they have to be good because they're sharing these things with me. They're victimizing themselves. And even when they abuse me, when they yell at me, when they call me names, when they get angry, it doesn't matter what anybody got to say, because I know the good side of them, what they can be, who they can be, and I know the bad side of them and who they don't want to be, because that's not really them. Right? You're like, that's not really them. They got a lot of anger. They got a lot of sadness. You're trying to comprehend this person. You're not knowing that they're feeding off of you. You're not knowing that in their mind, they have their mind set on making you be the one to compensate the trauma that they've endured. So they feel like I didn't get closure for all the mistakes I made, because they feel like they were a victim to the choices that they made as well. Whether they went to jail, whether they had children, whether they were in a marriage that they weren't happy with because they feel like they changed, that person changed, or they feel like they realized that they might have even had an addiction or bad habits, and they feel like no matter what, that was going to be that person's perception of them forever. So there's nothing that they can do about it. But when they come to you, they do the same thing to you. And when they hurt you, they feel like, even when you don't see these people for months or years, right? Even if you might even feel like you want to talk to them and you want to be honest with them and real with them. You want them to be real with you. You want to be real with them. And as an empath, you have a lot of forgiveness for people, but they don't even believe you when you forgive them, right? Because these are sick ass people. They're nothing like you. You could even forgive these people in hope that will bring a bond that's stronger, even if it's friendship, even if it's remending your family, whatever the case is, right? You might really have good intent, but the thing is that they don't even see you as being a changed person. They don't even see you as evolving. They still see you as that weak person, or that person that they played with, or that person that kept having spiritual awakenings. You know, like you would have spiritual awakenings, but somehow you would still get sucked into that negative frequency. And when they also realize that you are aware, they still want to downplay you because they feel like they're ahead of you. They feel like I've been ahead of you. That's why I was able to play you. Once you start healing and you're doing it by yourself, and you realize that you probably lost more. The narcissist, they wanted you to pay for their trauma, and then instead you ended up paying not only for their trauma, but now you're traumatized from their shit, from your past, visions of the future. You're traumatized from things that you cannot change, you cannot take back, the time that you lost, that you wasted. You're sick to your stomach about a lot of shit that you gotta make peace with, because you got a lot of people still, it's almost like they're laughing at you, or they're like, oh, see, that's what you get for this, that's what you get for that, you know, oh, now you want this, now you want a good person, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand bad, right? You got to understand the evil. People that are trying to get energy from you to heal their past. You got to understand that shit to a full extensity to be able to have a mutual connection of a true, to have true intimacy where it's not one-sided, right? And you realize that's rare. A lot of times it's only people have infatuations with people, or they're lusting over people, but they know that person ain't right, or they don't know shit about shit. You know what I'm saying? So how can you grow with someone that don't know shit about shit? You can teach them. So you realize, hey, there's no point on wasting your time. And if you do put time into someone, and you know you have control, you're going to use your power for good, right? But the narcissist doesn't do that with you. And they don't ever feel remorse about it. And they feel like, yeah, now you got to deal with it because I'm on to better things, right? They had to break you down to make themselves feel good, because for someone to even feel like that, and even when you're with them, they're saying little slick shit, They're making plans for the future, but it's like they're not really including you in it. It's like they want your friendship, they want your validation, they want your ear, they want your time, they want your sex, they want everything, but they don't really want you. They want everything about you without wanting you. So right there, it tells you the narcissist was seeking all the qualities that you got. They were seeking these things to compensate their past and the things that they felt like they weren't being heard about or they weren't being respected about. And once you give them that, they'll keep sticking around, even if they know they're hurting you, even if they know that they're putting their needs first, their fantasies, their lust, whatever it is, they're putting those things first, but they won't let you go. They won't take their fucking foot off your neck because they need you. And when they no longer need you, they'll tell you, I never needed you in the first place. Because they needed to heal through you. They needed the good qualities about you to heal through you. This is why, some people you get with, right? You could get into a relationship with someone, and let's just say that person had kids prior to you, and they're paying child support. They're gonna, as a woman, they're gonna exploit you. They're not gonna try to waste a lot of money because they got responsibilities, they got kids, right? And you might feel like, okay, I don't care about that. Money don't mean nothing to you. But you don't know that someone is sacrificing you. They're wasting your time. They're wasting your energy. They're trying to fuel themselves. They know that once you figure them out, you might not want nothing to do with them. They know that they're doing things that behind your back that are unforgivable. So in their mind is already made up, but they're loving the fuel they're getting from you because it's healing the sick part of them. It's energy vampire. And they'll stick around for as long as they can, or as long as you allow them to, right? Because they feel like, okay, I'm using you. My life is being attacked, so I'm on survival mode, or I got a divorce and I went through it, so I don't want to hop into marriage and these things, right? And you might feel like it's cool. I feel like marriage is not a real thing. It's just, it's just a paper. You know what I'm saying? You might feel that way. So the narcissists, they exploit shit like that, right? Things that come from God, come from a higher frequency, they make it into something sick because they're exploiting it. So you might accept a lot of things, and afterwards you realize, I should have never accepted those things. And the things that I thought weren't important, maybe they are important, because a motherfucker could just do these things to you, and you know what I'm saying, you ain't got nothing to show for. And best believe, when they leave, they steal from you. When you're dealing with a narcissist, not only does this person exploit you, but they even steal from you, right? And they'll justify that shit, because they'll justify it by something that you did to them when they were abusing you. So if they were abusing you, or you started a business with them and they wanted to control all the money, or they started the business and you were helping them a lot, but they weren't paying you, and say you're like, damn, if this person really cared about me, they would compensate me for this. So you might do shit, you might end up doing something to them and feeling like the relationship gonna be over after this. Fuck you, bitch, right? The narcissist is gonna be like, oh, I forgive you. I understood why you did those things to me. Please take me back. I'm sorry. Yeah, I deserved it. I'm not even mad about that. Yeah, I was mad about it at first, but this. So they'll make up lies to get with you, and they're like, oh, you tried to do something shady to me. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you harder. And that's going to make you submit to never doing anything to retaliate against them, right? So you end up silencing yourself. They could hit you, they could do many things to you, and you won't call the police on them or anything, right? They could do this shit for months, for years, and what happens is that the narcissist learns from these type of situations. So now when they get with a new supply, they're like, oh, I can't do that because I can go to jail. I don't do that. And then they start having this like false sense of intelligence. So what happens with a lot of narcissists, they make mistakes, and then when they learn from those mistakes, but they don't really learn from them, they just learn how not to get in trouble, not how to get caught. So now they feel like they've picked up on a higher vibration, so they feel like, I'm intelligent, I'm at a fucking high frequency. You're the motherfucker that's on a low frequency. You're the motherfucker that's negative. And that's because it came from you fueling them. When you met them, they probably was a whole different person. Eventually, down the line, as time goes by, they feel like your time meant nothing. So now it's like, oh, you're a hater. Now they start putting you in that same category as everyone else. Like, oh, I'm about to get the fuck on, and I'm gonna stop fucking with my family. I'm gonna stop fucking with these people, my friends. They'll say all these things, right? They'll start, oh, I'm done fucking with these people, and everyone's on some low frequency bullshit trying to suck me in, but I'm smarter than that. You know what I'm saying? And you're like the realest motherfucker. You're the realest bitch on their corner, and that's why they're around you, because they know as a woman you're loyal. So they're like, I'd rather be with you than a whole bunch of fake ass motherfuckers, a whole bunch of fake ass men, right? So now they'll put you on that same category as everyone else, and anything, and the hate for you grows because they've made up already lies, they've told stories, they've been one-sided with the things that they've done. They have to victimize themselves. So narcissists have to victimize themselves, dump that trauma. They have to make you pay for their trauma. This is why you can meet people that you don't fucking know, and if they feel like you remind them of somebody, they'll start fucking with you. They'll start playing games with you, right? And this happens to everybody. People will start fucking with you because you remind them of something or someone, or they feel like they got you figured out, or they got some deep-rooted hate for certain things, so they want to dump that shit on you. Or you might, it's like someone can accuse you of stealing even though you're not a thief, but they'd rather accuse you because of how you look than the person who looks like them. You know what I'm saying? So the narcissist has to make you pay for their trauma. So their trauma could be, they feel like, hey, be careful, don't trust anybody outside this culture, and now they're accusing you of shit, and you could give them proof, like it wasn't me. You could give them proof that it was that person. You could give them a picture, oh look, it was that person, I got proof. You could show them the proof, but they wanted it to be you so fucking bad because of their trauma, so they want you to be the one to pay for that shit. It's like how certain women, right, could have children, and now because they've had to struggle or live a different type of lifestyle, and their mind has evolved in a different way from someone who doesn't have certain type of problems or issues, or they don't have, their energy, their frequency is just more calmer, more different, because they don't have to constantly chase after someone or chase after a child, right? So someone's frequency they might give off a different type of frequency. So that person can come off really nice at first, right? But then they're going to put a lot of pressure on you. They're going to want to make you pay for other person's mistakes. They're going to want to test your loyalty, right? And you feel like, yeah, well, you should always test people's loyalty, right? But the thing about it, they're going to keep testing you over and over again. And the moment they feel like you don't do something right, or something ain't enough, they go and do the exact same things that they were accusing you of, and you're like, no, it can't be. There ain't no fucking possible way that you were trying to make sure I'm a good guy, and the whole time, the moment I didn't do something or give you something, or we got into an argument, you go and talk to someone else, or you go and do some unloyal shit, something that you were accusing me of. You might look at that person differently. You might even forgive them. You might even forgive them because you feel like, oh, you know, whatever excuse you make for them. You know what I'm saying? You just make excuses for them, like maybe they went through a whole bunch of trauma and they feel like it was something I was doing, so they went and did it because they feel like they really thought I was lying when I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Or because I did block them and I stopped answering calls, so maybe it is my fault because I should have never blocked them and communicated with them. But you realize that the shit that they're capable of, you're not capable of, and everything they've been accusing you of is what they're doing. And because you're always apologizing, the narcissist in their mind is like, you're apologizing because you know I'm right. So the moment now you realize what they've been gaslighting you, and now you're telling them the truth, to them it's like, I'm so exhausted from defending myself against the things you accuse me of. And you be looking at them like, bitch, you're the one that been accusing me of shit. And the only reason I accuse you of those things is because you accuse me, bitch. You put your trauma on me, traumatized me, and now I'm traumatized, so now I'm accused. So you realize the games that they're playing, but by then, the hate for you starts to grow so much to where to them it's like, no, you've been toxic this whole time, and I found someone who's happier and who's in a good mood, who's nothing like you, who's a go-getter, who's all these great things, and you didn't do shit for me. You didn't sacrifice shit for me. You didn't do a goddamn thing for me. And you realize you don't sacrifice the people that cared about you. You don't sacrifice your own family, your friendships. Also, the narcissist can feel complete and happy and know that they have something unconditional, know that they can have a fresh start in their life, and instead they go and have a fresh start with someone else. So you realize these people put their trauma on you and make you pay for that shit. And when you're alone and you ain't got family, friends, and some of you guys have a lot and you don't even realize you have a lot, right? But if you're alone like me and you ain't got family, friends, nobody, maybe your parent and that's it, you know what I'm saying? You realize that the narcissist, they wanted you to pay for their trauma, and they didn't care. There was no limit to how far they would go. They didn't care about the damage. They didn't care if you ended up more fucked up than them at the end. And even when they realized that they fucked you up worse than them because they still have their family and friends around, you realize that they're laughing at you, and now they're calling you toxic because they're like, hey, if you ain't got nobody around, you must be the toxic one. But it ain't that. It's that you spent all your time and energy on them, and they were jealous of you the whole time, and that's why they wouldn't leave you, because they were jealous. And once they leave you with nothing and they got everything, that's when they'll show you who they were all along. And now they're looking at you like, yeah, you got to deal with that because you're toxic. You had those problems before me, right? They'll take no accountability. They'll have no remorse, and they'll feel like everything you're going through, you deserve it. And they feel like they actually find joy in your suffering. They're kind of like, oh, you're suffering? Okay, cool. You got to deal with that. Yeah, you got to deal with the suffering. That's on you because you should have known better. This person could have been older than you. This person could have children your age. but they take it out on everybody. You can't expect shit from these type of people. That's why a lot of times people tell you to be cautious on dating people that ain't got shit compared to you, who got less than you, because they're looking at you like, oh, I don't fuck with you like that, but you got more than me. So because you got more than me, you got to compensate me for what I've been through. You got to heal me. I want something from you. I want to drive what you're driving. I don't like you like that, but I want your resources. I want you, right? And people like that, they don't care about lowering you lower than them, because they ain't got nothing to lose. And then when they got everything, or they go and use the success of others, even their own family, they can talk bad about their family, and now they have a sibling who bought a house or got money or got something going for themselves, and the narcissist is like, hey, this sibling just blew up, they got more than you, you know, I will go live with them. I'd rather go live with them because they got certain shit that you don't have. Meanwhile, the narcissist don't got shit at all. They want to go over there to give others the illusion, to supply the illusion, as if it's something that they worked hard for. They're making now their siblings pay for their trauma. And they want those people to feel sorry for them, as if they're a child and they're a grown-ass man, they're a grown-ass woman, right? And it's not saying that because they're grown as fuck, you can't feel bad for someone and shit, but they're using it as a tactic to manipulate. That's the difference. So I hope that this message, you guys, was helpful. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and, you know, be careful when you're dealing with people. You know, one thing narcissists teach you is that most people, they'll give you sob stories and shit like that, and you empathize with people, but you realize after that you got to be careful when people are sharing things with you, because it could look one way and it's not that, and you didn't know that before. You didn't know that, at least when you met them. And that's why once you realize that, they don't want nothing to do with you. They don't like people like you, because now they want to stick their fishing equipment back into the ocean to go catch another fish. So that's exactly what happens, is that they caught another fish, but guess what? They need to eat off that fish. It's supply. And at the end of the day, they still got a trail of shit in their past. That's why they don't give a fuck about, because in their mind, you're always going to be good. You're always going to be better. So it don't matter how low they can go with you, because they feel like you're always going to bounce back. And that's not the case. That's why I'm saying, when you're dealing with these people, you got to be careful, because in their mind, they feel like no matter the damage, you're going to bounce back. And some empaths end up dying. Some empaths end up, you know, getting diseases. Some empaths end up getting sick. Some empaths end up in jail. Some empaths end up in a mental hospital. Some empaths end up homeless. You know what I'm saying? You could end up anywhere when you're dealing with these type of people, and in the end, they won't think twice about what they did to you. They'll look at you like you deserved it, and they'll look at it like they'll look at it like, how can I be the one to do something like that to you? How can one person do something like that to you? Come on. It's the same way like a serial killer can come and kill you, bitch. Just like one person can come and kill you, that's what the narcissist does, but they do it in a psychological warfare. It's psychological, spiritual, it's physical. They gotta make you pay until they have the life that they want to have. And then once they have the life that they want to have, now they become preachers, now they become teachers, now they can come and tell you, I used to be this way, I used to be that way, oh, you know, I had to get a lot of help because I was sick. That motherfucker is still sick, bitch. Don't ever get it fucked up. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.